The truth about Yulong's past relationship before Yang Mei Mei. The world has always seen Yulong as the man who has it all. Charm, talent, and that mysterious calmness that makes every camera adore him. But behind that quiet smile and those perfectly composed interviews, there was once a chapter of his life that very few knew about. A love story buried in the shadows of his early fame, one that shaped the man he is today, long before Yang Mei Mei entered his world. For years, fans have only known Yulong as the dazzling actor who swept Asia off its feet. His chemistry with Yang Mei Mei, both on-screen and off-screen, became the heart of every romantic fantasy. They seemed destined for each other, as if the universe had written their story in the stars. But behind this perfect picture, there existed an untold past, one that Yulong had kept hidden, perhaps to protect the fragile peace he had finally found. It all began years before the fame, before the red carpets, and long before his name became a household word. Back then, Yulong was just a struggling model, trying to find his place in an industry that could be both kind and cruel. During those early days, he met someone who would change everything, a young woman named Li Wen. She wasn't famous, but she had the kind of beauty that wasn't just seen, it was felt. Quiet, intelligent, and fiercely independent, she was the first person who saw Yulong not as an ambitious dreamer, but as a person with fears, hopes, and a heart full of longing. Their story began not in luxury or spotlight, but in simplicity. They would meet at small cafes tucked away in Beijing's quiet streets, far from the chaos of film sets and the eyes of the public. They shared dreams of the future, hers of opening an art gallery, his of one day landing a lead role in a film that would make his family proud. Those who knew Yulong back then described him as different, softer, more open, less guarded. Li Wen was his anchor, the calm in his storm. But fame has a strange way of testing love. When Yulong's career started to rise, so did the distance between them. Endless schedules, publicity demands, and the constant scrutiny of fans created cracks they could no longer ignore. Rumors began circulating that Yulong was getting close to a co-star during one of his breakout dramas, and though he denied it, the whispers reached Li Wen. She tried to stay strong, believing in the man she had loved before the fame. But slowly, the light in her eyes began to fade. The truth, according to close friends at the time, was that Yulong never stopped caring. He was torn between his loyalty to her and his growing responsibility to his career. As one insider put it, Yulong loved deeply, but he also carried the burden of wanting to succeed. He thought he could protect her by pushing her away. Eventually they parted ways, quietly, without public drama, without press statements. Just two souls saying goodbye to what once felt like forever. Years later, when Yulong became the face of countless endorsement deals and a leading man in blockbuster dramas, he often mentioned in interviews that he had once lost something precious along the way. Fans assumed it was his childhood innocence, but those who truly listened knew he was talking about something else, or someone else. Then came Yang Mei Mei. When the two met on set, sparks didn't fly instantly. In fact, Yulong was distant, still living behind invisible walls built from old heartbreak. But Yang Mei Mei had this rare light, pure, warm, and unafraid of shadows. Slowly, she became the one person who could make him laugh without pretending, who could reach the corners of his heart that fame had once hardened. Insiders have often said that Yang Mei Mei reminded Yulong of Li Wen, not in appearance but in spirit, the same quiet strength, the same way of looking at the world with compassion. Perhaps it was fate's way of giving him a second chance at love, this time without the pain of the past. Yet the past never stays buried. A few months ago, old photos surfaced online, snapshots of Yulong and a woman believed to be Li Wen, taken long before he became a superstar. The pictures went viral, sparking shockwaves among fans who had only ever known his story with Yang Mei Mei. The internet erupted with mixed emotions, admiration, curiosity, and even sadness. Many said it made them see Yulong in a different light, not just as a polished celebrity, but as a man who had lived, loved, and lost before finding peace again. The reactions were intense. Some fans defended him, saying his past only proved that he was human, capable of heartbreak and growth. Others speculated that Li Wen's reappearance could strain his relationship with Yang Mei Mei. But those close to Yulong say he handled the situation with his usual grace. He didn't deny the past. He didn't hide from it. Instead, he quietly acknowledged it, saying in one private interview, "Every person we meet leaves something behind in us. Some memories hurt, but they also teach us how to love better." Those words echoed deeply. It wasn't a confession, it was closure. And perhaps that's what made fans respect him even more. In a world where scandals often destroy reputations, Yulong showed maturity, empathy, and honesty. Yang Mei Mei too reportedly stood by his side. She wasn't threatened by his past. Instead, she admired his courage to face it. Sources close to her revealed that she once told a friend, "You can't love someone deeply if you're afraid of their scars." That statement changed the narrative entirely. What once seemed like potential scandal transformed into a story of emotional growth and real love. Fans began calling Yulong and Yang Mei Mei the couple that conquered time. Their story wasn't built on perfection, but on acceptance. And in that truth, people found something more powerful than gossip. They found humanity. In the months that followed, Yulong began taking on more emotionally driven roles, often portraying characters who carried the pain of lost love. Many believed those performances came from a very real place in his heart. Directors have praised his ability to portray sorrow so authentically, saying, "You can't act pain that deep. You can only remember it." Even now, Li Wen's name is spoken rarely, often in whispers among longtime fans. She's said to have left the entertainment circle entirely, focusing on her art career abroad. Some reports claim Yulong quietly supported one of her exhibitions years later under an alias. Whether that's true or not, no one can say for sure, but the romantic in all of us wants to believe it. What remains clear is that Yulong's past didn't define him, it refined him. His heartbreak taught him empathy. His loss made him value love even more deeply. And when Yang Mei Mei entered his world, he was finally ready to love without fear, to build something real without looking back. Today, when fans see Yulong and Yang Mei Mei together, smiling, holding hands, sharing subtle moments of affection, they see more than just a celebrity couple. They see two souls who met each other at the right time, after all the storms had passed. Behind that love is a truth few can deny. Sometimes you have to lose the right person at the wrong time to be ready for the right person at the right time. As one veteran journalist wrote, Yulong's love story is not a fairy tale. It's a story of pain, healing, and redemption, and that's why it feels so real. Perhaps that's the real truth about Yulong's past relationship before Yang Mei Mei. It was never a secret meant to be hidden, but a lesson meant to be lived. Because before he became the man loved by millions, he was just a boy learning how to love, lose, and begin again.